Have you ever seen a game where you eat all the pies in someone else's house to find a ring? Or where you work as a waiter to spy on the king? Neither had I, until I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and it ruined my life. Here's the thing, I'm total noob. I never played the first Kingdom Come. People kept telling me this game was incredible, so I picked it up, and yeah, it destroyed me. My sleep schedule is gone. My side quests are devoured. I am not okay. And in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to tell you the whole story. How a guy who didn't even know which button blocks ended up commanding a castle defense. So, buckle up, this is going to be a journey. After that opening, the game rewinds. We are a few weeks earlier. I'm Henry. I'm with a small group and we are delivering a letter to a castle called Trotsky. Easy job, right? Just a delivery. We can't reach Trotsky before night, so we camp by a lake. And in the middle of the night,
Wait.
somebody attacks us. I don't know who, I don't even see them properly. By the time I figure out what's happening, my whole group is dead. Everyone. Only me and one other guy survive. His name is Hans Capon. He's a young noble. He's wounded. We jump into the lake and swim for our lives. A woman helps us. Her name is Bożena. We are bleeding, we are freezing, and somehow she takes us in. Hans needs medicine, so I have to make a potion from chamomile flowers. The alchemy in this game is wild. In other games you press a button. Here you take a pinch of flowers. You pour wine into a pot. You heat it for a specific time. You grind herbs in a little mortar. You read a recipe from a real book on a wooden stand. I'm standing there like, this is a side activity? This? In any other game, this would be the main mechanic. So I'm thinking, okay, gentle start, slow tutorial. Man, was I wrong about that? We patch up, we drag ourselves to Trotsky Castle. They take one look at us and laugh. We look like beggars. They don't believe a word we say. And they slam the gate in our faces. Great start. So we limp down to the local tavern and start scheming. Lord Otto von Berghoff is the man we have to reach. His vassal is throwing a wedding soon. If we can get into the wedding, we can get to Berghoff. We just have to figure out how. We are sitting there with one coin between us, plotting how to reach a noble wedding. And a fight breaks out. After serving his sentence for the fight, Hans is angry and decided to leave me. This is where the real game starts. This is where my path begins. First thing I do is find a blacksmith and back for work. My pockets are empty, I need money. I need a weapon, I need a skill, and listen, the forge in this game is a craft. You hit the metal, you hammer in rhythm, you flip it in exactly the right moment. You whistle while you work, and a real shape comes out at the end. I made a knife. I sold the knife. I made another. By the end of the week I had coins in my pocket and ash in my hair, and I felt like a man. Out on the road, the world starts teaching me things. I run into bandits. I kill them. Yeah, me, the noob, killed bandits. I take their clothes. They torn and bloody, and I can't afford a tailor, but it's still an upgrade. Then I decide it would be a great idea to travel at night. I can't see my own hands in front of me. I walk into a tree. I will never do it again. And game, what let me save whenever I want, which is breaking my brain. Every dialogue, I reach for the button. The button says no. Live with it. After the third or fourth panic, something clicks. I stop pressing it. I start thinking before I speak. I start actually caring what I say to people. It's the best feature in the game and I hated it for about 6 hours. Then Bożena, the woman who saved me, asks for help. Her daughter Pavlena is in trouble. There is a man named Jakesh and he's been making their lives hell for a long time and it has to stop. I find him, I look at him. He's not a soldier, he's not a bandit, he's just a man. And I kill him. It wasn't a knight's move. It wasn't honorable. I don't think Henry forgave himself for it, and honestly, I'm not sure I did either. Pavlana was safe, that was the point. But I sat there afterward and thought, this is what the game is going to do to me. It's going to make me the bad guy in someone else's story, every time I want something done. So I leaned into the part of myself I actually wanted. The combat in this game is a dance. You read your opponent, you hold your sword opposite theirs to hit the gap, you parry, you counter, you wait for the breath between strikes. I watched it click in my hands and I decided right there, I'm going to be a knight. Plate armor, honest duels, that's the man I want Henry to be. I even beat the local sword master. The noob beat the master. He shook my hand afterward, and every time I tried to move forward on the main quest, the world pulled me sideways. 1 minute I'm walking to a quest marker, next minute I'm at a stranger's funeral doing a favor for a Roma man I never met. The game just reaches out and tugs you off the path, constantly. But finally, after 15 hours of running on foot across half the country, I found my horse. 15 hours. Horse, sword, hand-forged wedding gift, plan in place. What I didn't know? I was about to lose my best friend for a second time, and this time to a noose. I forged my own sword as a wedding gift for the groom. I get into the wedding, I made it. I'm in. The vows happen. The bride and groom are happy. Everyone's drinking. And Lord Bargo doesn't show up. The whole reason I'm here, the whole plan, he just isn't there. So now I'm back at square one with extra steps. But here's the good news. At this wedding I find my best friend, Hans Capon. The guy I started this game with, the guy I swam out of lake with. We hadn't seen each other in like 20 hours.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go.
And then, guess what? A fight. Of course it's a fight. We just can't have a quiet evening, the two of us. The guards lock me and Hans both in cell. And in this cell we actually talk, for the first time in forever. We patch up our friendship, and Hans tells me he's been doing some poaching, illegal hunting on a noble's land, which is, you know, a hangable offense. They let me out to do some work. Hans stays. The new mission is suddenly very simple. Save Hans, whatever it takes. So I sprint. I'm running everywhere. I'm hunting down anyone who can vouch for him. I find a sick man who can speak in his defense. But he's burning up with fever. So I make a fever potion. Real ingredients. Real cauldron. My hands shaking because there is a clock on this and I know it. I cure the guy. I drag him towards the courtyard. And I'm too late. They already led Hans out. The crowd is gathered. The news is up. I'm running. I'm yelling. I push my way through with the witness right behind me. And I tell the guards, listen, this man can prove his innocence. Nobody wants to hear it. They keep going. They keep going. And then, last second, hooves on stone. Lord Bargo himself rides into the square. Stop the execution. Cut him down. The man we've been chasing for the whole game shows up at the worst, most perfect possible moment. He gives the order, he saves Hans, and then he passes out from the exhaustion right there in the dirt. I don't know if I ever had a video game beat my heart like this. I was sweating, my hands were shaking, and I just been grinding herbs 10 minutes earlier. This game doesn't let go. So we finally get our audience with Lord Bargo. He hears us out, he offers us a job. Help him raise an army. There's a lord nearby who owes him a favor. We just need to ride over and remind him. Pay your debt, send your soldiers. Easy, we can do that. Hans is alive, the mission is back on track. The world feels stable for a second. It wasn't stable. We ride out to find Bargov's debtor, we get to his castle, and right away something is off. The story they tell us doesn't match. The people here look scared. Soldiers don't act like soldiers. I spent hours sniffing around, trying to figure out what's wrong. I never get the proof I need. We're living with empty hands. But way later, back near Trotsky, we have caught one of the bandits attacking the area, and I interrogate him. I break him, and he tells me the truth. That weird castle, it's a bandits. Top to bottom. We walk into a den of bandits dressed as soldiers. We could have died. Thanks they let us leave. And it gets better. He tells me the groom from the wedding I attended is working for those bandits. So me and a small crew ride over to take him in. His father refuses. He won't hand his son over. Negotiation breaks down. Steel comes out. And the next thing I know, the whole castle is on fire. Everyone is dead. Innocent servants, stable boys, old people, all of them. I made that happen. My choices made that happen. The game doesn't pat you on the hand and say good job. It just lets you live with it. But hey, look at this loot. Plate greaves, plate gauntlets, a real solid breastplate, a helmet that actually fits. I'm a knight now, a proper one. And honestly, the combat that felt so hard at the start feels easy. Fights I would have lost 2 hours ago, I win in 5 seconds. Next morning, we set out for the bandits' fortress. We're going to end this. We get ambushed on the road, we get smashed. Hans goes down hard, wounded in the dirt. The line breaks around me. I see their leader, a man named Zizka. Big name, bad reputation. I challenge him, we duel, just him and me, in the mud, while the world burns behind us. I win the duel, I beat him, but it changes nothing. The battle is already lost, they drag us off the field. If you ever been ruined by a game like this, drop a comment with the title. I genuinely need new addictions, because nothing has hit me like this in years. And hit subscribe if you want to see where the story goes, because this channel is just getting started and there are way more videos like this coming. Now back to it. I'm captured. Hans is captured. Zizka's bandits have us both. I'm sitting in a cell thinking it's over. It's not. The game just switches the character. Suddenly I'm not Henry anymore. I'm priest named Father Godwin, and Godwin has been sent to scout, to find out what happened to us. I ride into the bandits' camp like a man of God, blessing soldiers, listening to gossip. And I find out something fascinating. These bandits, they're at war with themselves. And I can use that. I make a deal with Zizka. I will help with his problem if he lets the main heroes go. He shakes on it. And then comes the second twist. Inside the bandit camp, several of his own men aren't bandits at all. They are Bergov's spies. Bergov himself has people on the inside. And then comes the third twist. Zizka isn't just any bandit. He's leading a war against Lord Bergov. He supports King Wenceslaw. And that is the exact side me and Hans support. The whole country, Bohemia, is split in two. On one side, King Wenceslaw, the rightful king. On the other side, his brother Sigismund, a Hungarian usurper trying to steal the crown. The bandits I just lost the battle to? Same team as us. The guy I dueled in the dirt is now my ally. Game shifts, just like that. We get one quiet night. We're at this castle, planning the next move. And the next morning, before we can even leave, a Bergov army shows up at the gates. Siege, ladders, stones, boiling things. The usual breakfast. We hold the walls, we hold them hard. But they brought a cannon, and that cannon brings the whole castle down. We're captured again. Bergov grabs Hans, throws him in the cart, takes him somewhere far away. They keep me here. They want to question me. I don't know if I'm getting out of this room. Until a woman walks in. Her name is Catherine. She's been working undercover in Bergov's keep this whole time. She's Zizka's spy. She gets me out. And then she says, listen, you got one chance, go get your gear, and there's a man in the castle. He's my enemy too. He's the one who raided Henry's home in the part 1 of the game. The man who killed Henry's parents. So I tried to do it quietly. I really tried. I have a dagger, I slip from shadows to shadows, I take down lone guards, the night game is over. I'm a ghost. For about 10 minutes. Then I get spotted. They cornered me, and what do you do when you corner a bee? You stink. I cut down half of garrison in one room. No armor, just a sword and a problem. I don't recognize myself in this fight. I am a one-man army. I find him, the man who burned my world down years ago, and I don't kill him in the dark. I don't put a knife in his back. I make him face me. We duel honestly. He loses. He died in front of me. And his sword. The sword. The one my blacksmith's father made. The one I lost in part 1. It's been here, with this man. I take it back. It comes home with me. We escape. Catherine, me, all of us. We ride for days. We need to find Hans. We stop at a friend's castle to rest. And as I walk into the courtyard, I freeze. I know this place. I have stood here before, from the very first scene of the game. The siege I started this video with. It happens here, to these people, to me. I just don't know it yet. A new region opens up, a whole new map. And I'm thrilled, because I thought we were close to the end, but no, we are nowhere near it. The journey keeps going. Main quest? Save Hans? Easy. Did I save Hans? Eventually. First we have a mission. We are going to free a friend who's being moved by a convoy. We set up an ambush. We're hiding in the trees. The convoy comes around the bend. The whole crew aims. Everyone holds their breath. Everyone fires. And nobody hits anything. I'm not exaggerating. My entire team, including me, somehow misses every single shot. Except for two. We shot the horse, and we shot the guy we were trying to rescue. My team are professional warriors. We are also legally blind. I'm including myself in that. Then this side quest pops up. Rob a whole village. Steal the most valuable thing from every single house. The story reason is we are framing somebody. But I don't really care about that. I care that I get to sneak into people's homes at night while they're asleep and quietly take their treasure. And listen, this is the most fun I've had in video games in years. The hardest one was this one's woman's ring. She kept muttering to herself about her pies. Her pies, her pies. I tore that house apart. I checked under the bed, behind the curtain, inside the chimney. Nothing. And then I thought, no way. I picked up the first pie and ate it. No ring. Second pie, no ring. Third pie, no ring. I ate every single pie this woman had baked. I am not proud, but the ring was in one of them. I am the world's hungriest burglar. After that, I become a problem. I stole from everyone. I stole from people who'd been kind to me. The game opened a door and I just kept walking through it. Then I got humbled. 5 army deserters, all at once. I had decent armor. I had a real sword. I died maybe 10 times in a fair fight, so I got smart. I pulled one off into the trees, then another. Then I thought, hey, let me drive these guys to the village so the guards can deal with them. Great plan. Except as soon as we get close, they started killing villagers, so that plan died with them. Somehow on the next try only 3 of them came at once. I beat 3, then caught the last 2. I felt like the king of the world for about an hour. And then I just kept getting distracted. The side quests in this game are insane. Some man says, hey, there is a mine here, can you check it out? Sure, I go in. It turns into a horror game. Pitch black, weird sounds, things moving. I didn't sign up for this different quest. People are saying there is a dragon skeleton. I check it out. Different one. Find the magic stones that been passing between people. Or help a lord recover his father's bones. Or a fencing tournament. The wine region quest where I literally pulled weeds and carried sacks because some guy wanted to figure out a competitor's wine recipe. I will say this honestly, this combat got a little too easy at this point. You get a super move that wins almost any duel. The more you play, the easier the fights get. I felt like a superhero, which is fun for a while, then you miss the fear. And the whole time Hans is rotting in cell somewhere. I'm in one yard, pulling weeds for wine. A week or two, side quests. Every side quest, both regions, totally cleared. Sorry Hans, time to actually go save you. I tracked down an old friend who'd been hiding. He didn't make it easy. But eventually he told me where Hans is being kept. A fortress called Maleshov. Sigismund had given that fortress to Bergov as a gift. So of course that's where Bergov was holding Hans. Then I found the former lord of Maleshov, the man who used to own that castle before Bergov took it. He still loved that place. He told me about a secret passage. He told me exactly where the wall was thin. So I went in like a thief. I had a knife, no armor, just shadows. I slipped past 2 guards. I took out a third in the dark. I told myself I would do this clean. That lasted maybe 4 rooms. I got spotted. The alarm bells went up. The whole keep on me at once. And there I am, in the pantry, in normal clothes, with a knife. fighting off a wave of soldiers in plate. I should have died. I didn't. I cleared the fortress with pure rage. Captured a fortress by myself. Man army. I found Hans. He was alive, and there's another guy in there. A Frenchman. Another prisoner. Hans says we should bring him. I say, fine. We bust him out too. Remember this Frenchman. Remember him. Outside the gate we met up with the family. The people who sent us on this whole journey to deliver one letter. 100 hours ago. They take Hans with them to a big lord's meeting. They leave me behind. There is something Sigismund is planning, and I'm the only one in the position to get close. So I dress up as a waiter. That's my plan. I am a waiter. I'm walking around with wine, white wine for this lord, red wine for that lord, refilling cups, listening to everything. I am the world's most overqualified waiter, and I'm loving every second of it. I learned a lot. Sigismund is losing. He's losing the city. He picks a new commander to keep orders. And it's this bold guy, who never leaves his side. The one who'd given the orders. The one tied to my parents' death and burning skeletons. And while I'm standing here with a wine jug in my hand, Sigismund sends men to attack the very castle Hans just rode to. They show up. The defenders are drunk. They break in. Massacre. I rush back. We push them out, but a lot of our people are captured. Many more are dead. When King's men move into the city itself and start killing everyone that moves in the quarter. The story quests in this game are something else. Next mission, get inside the enemy army. Find out when they are moving their cannon, the ones that we plan to use against Bergov's castle. We're going to steal it. So I undercover in their camp, and while I'm there, a murder happens, a real murder mystery. I investigate. I find the actual killer, but here's the thing, the killer hates Sigismund too. So I let him walk. And then I quietly frame the camp commander instead. The court found the commander guilty. The army lost a leader. I helped them lose. I admit, a little bit of a rat. Quick story while I was sneaking around. I tried to feed my dog. I had this nice piece of meat. The dog is happy. Out of nowhere, some random guy walks up to my dog, takes the meat right out of his mouth, and just walks away. I have never been more offended on someone else's behalf. So, the cannon ambush worked. Sigismund's camp blew up. We stormed Bergov's castle. I refused to burn the village next door to flush them out, so we had to do it in the hard way. He surrendered, and then he switches sides. Bergov joined us. He said if we want Sigismund to flee back to Hungary for good, we have to take his silver. Without that, he can't pay his army. The man becomes a beggar with a crown. So we plan a haste. We dress up to get inside. We crack a wall in an underground tunnel. We pour in. We hit the treasury and we walk out heavier than we came in. Almost. Because they catch us at the door. Big fight. We run for the tunnels. We make it to the next exit. And on the way out, a worst possible thing happens.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
The Frenchman. The one we saved from Mellow Show. The one I told you to remember. He sells us out. He's the leak. He's been working for the enemy this whole time. We lose people. Good people. While we get silver out. We bring it back to the castle. It's the castle from the opening of the game. The siege I started this video with. And it's about to start. Sigismund hears we have his silver. He's already running for Hungary. But on the way out, he tips off a Prague army. They march on us. They surround the castle. The siege from the very first scene. This is it. The one I've been waiting to understand for 100 hours. And guess who's leading the siege? Bergov. Somehow he slipped out of our castle. And the bold commander is right next to him. The man I want to be dead. The game puts me in charge of a part of the fence. Real captain stuff. I give orders. I walk patrols at night. I check who's asleep on watch. I love this. I love being trusted. We hold for 35 days. We're starving. We push them back again and again. The outer courtyard finally falls. We pull back to the inner walls. It's really bad. So they sent me out to deliver a letter. We need allies to come break this siege. While I'm sneaking through the camp outside, I find the Frenchman, the traitor, the one who got my friends killed. And of course I killed him. I get close to the bold commander, the man tied to my parents' death. I talk to him first. We just talk. Two people in a war. He's a person, same as me. but I couldn't let him live. I couldn't. The story has to end somewhere, and I ended it. I find a horse, I ride out of that camp for help, and while I'm gone, they hit the castle full force. The defenders falls back to the tower, the enemy is at the doors. Hope is just about gone. The allies are almost there, but not yet. And then the speech. This incredible speech before the final battle. My skin was breaking out in goosebumps, real ones. The attack starts, the cutscene takes over, and we just crush them, absolutely crush them. The siege is over. We save the people in the tower, everyone makes it. And then Henry just sits down, he's done. The whole castle goes quiet. Night falls, and his parents come to see him. Not the bad guy, his parents. The mom and the dad who raised him back in Skalitz. They sit with him, and they don't happy. They tell him that the road he chose, killing every man who hurt him, that wasn't their dream for him. That isn't who they wanted him to be. And then Henry wakes up, and his other father comes. His real father, his biological father. They talk softly, and Henry holds out the sword that was forged for him long ago. The one he lost in part 1. The one he killed a man to take back. He tries to give it to his father, and his father looks at him and says, "No, this sword is yours." And he calls him son. Roll credits. I sat on my couch and stared at the wall for a long time. This game broke me, fixed me, broke me again, and finally let me breathe. I started this thing as a noob who couldn't tell which button blocks. I finished it as a guy with too many feelings. So here's what's next. I'm going to play it again, but on hardcore mode. All the debuffs. No fast travel, no clear compass. One life. If I died, I start over. From the very beginning. Drop a comment with this. What would you do on a one life hardcore run? Stealth only? Pure night build? Some weird strategy I haven't thought of yet? I want ideas. And I want them brutal. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And honestly, thank you for sitting with me on this whole story. Take care of your sleep schedule. I clearly didn't.